How I manifested my husband. I met my husband a long time ago. It was in the early 2000s. In that time, people were not dating online as much as they are now. So, everything was happening in real life. People would approach and we would talk, and you could see pretty quickly if you like someone or you don't, if you're a good match or if you're not. So, after getting approached by so many people and talking with so many of them, I thought there was something wrong with me because I did not find a good match in any of those people. And after one of those conversations, I was thinking in my heart that this cannot be it. I am not that unique. We are all people. We all have certain types of qualities and things that we like, and there must be someone out there who is just like me, who has the same values as me, who has certain characteristics that I wanted in a person to have a proper relationship. So not a marriage, just a proper relationship. So one day I met that person because I knew in my heart that that person exists. I did not just believe, I knew that he existed. And there was no pressure for time period to meet this person because I was very young, I didn't care. There's no rush to get married or anything like that. And it happened. I met the guy. I did not know that that is the guy when I met him. But, he had all the characteristics that I wanted. I did not know that at the beginning, of course. But he also had things physically that I admired. I always admired these things in people, but it was not like on my list that this person needs to be like that physically. I just imagined things, characteristics and values of that person. How will that person behave? How will I feel around that person? That is what I imagined. So that was the first step of manifestation. And also, in those times, there was no such thing as manifestation gurus around us, so we can teach all of this, so we can learn all of these things. There were books back then, but I did not know about them, and many people did not know about them. They're popular now. They were not popular in the early 2000s as they are popular now. So, my point is, I did not know anything about manifestation, but the way I behaved and the way I felt in me, that is the way you actually manifest things. So, I was certain, I knew in my heart that this person existed, and then I met that person after a short period of time, very short period of time. So, as I said, he also had these characteristics physically that I liked in person. For example, he had the most beautiful blue eyes I've ever seen, big blue eyes. And I always admired people with blue or green eyes. I always liked that. And also, he had the most beautiful teeth I have ever seen in my life. Because I have to share, in my country, people, when I was young, when I was a child, you really, really had to have a really crooked teeth. So the dentist would give you something to wear so you can fix your teeth. If you had a kind of crooked teeth, they would say, you do not need this. You don't need to wear this. So most of the people had a bit of crooked teeth. Even I do now. I still do. And, when I saw him and his teeth were so straight and so perfect and white, I was so impressed because no one in real life had those things. Only people on TV, only people in the movies had these beautiful white straight teeth. So when I saw this guy for the first time with his beautiful blue eyes and straight teeth, white beautiful teeth, I was I was mesmerized. And after a while, after getting to know each other more and more, we talked about all kinds of things. I quickly realized that he was actually a really, really good person because he was behaving, amazing with everyone, not just with me, but with all of my friends, with waiters, with strangers. He was always kind and polite. So I just knew that he was a good man. And because we were very young, and because it was summer and he was going to college, after the summer in another town, I thought, in my logic, that this relationship could be something, just fun for the summer. That was the logic of the things. But again, my heart was saying, no, no. If this guy behaves like this in our relationship, like he behaves as we were just friends, there would be no reason for me to break up with him, ever. That was what my heart was saying. So I just, enjoyed the relationship, enjoyed the 3 months that went for the summer. And he went to another town to go to college, and I stayed in my town. And we just continued the relationship. And there were no red flags. I know it may sound unbelievable to some people, but there were really no red flags when he went there and I stayed here. So, after many, many years together, we got married and we're together now for 22 years. So my point with this video is to tell you to know inside your heart that even if you think you're weird in some ways, or maybe you think you have high expectations or something like that, maybe you do, I don't know, but just know in your heart that there is someone out there for you, if that is what you want. And if that is not what you want, that's okay too. You don't need a husband to be happy in your life. I wanted a relationship, a proper relationship. I didn't specifically think that I would be married or anything like that. I didn't care if I would be married in my life. I just wanted a proper relationship with someone, and that ended up in marriage. So, know in your heart and just relax and enjoy the process and be who you are. And also you can always improve in any ways possible, because I read a lot of books in my lifetime, on different kinds of topics, so I can improve in many fields, so I can learn things, because I did not know many things like communication with my husband, Things were smooth, but they were not perfect, okay? With communication, these things we still need to learn and to improve ourselves. There are many good books out there, and you can learn this and just be a better person for you. And that will improve your relationships with your husband, with a potential partner, or even with other members of your family, with friends, all those things. That is what I wanted to share. Good luck!